Hello guys, welcome back to this platform. My name is Jim and I'm a full-time forex trader, and today I'm just giving an overview of the setups that have been running for the week. And majorly I want to explain on this Gbpjpy how I came to get this setup. This 1:3R, so 1:3.7 to be precise. And I want to explain on how I came to get this setup, and I hope you'll enjoy. Please kindly subscribe, join our Telegram channel. The description is on below this video. And if you're here for the first time, kindly like and keep on enjoying. But so so to begin with, I'll just show you what I have running for the week. So that is Gbpjpy. So on USD we have no setup. My setup, the first sell setup cleared, and the second one, and okay, let me show you the setup on USD kindly. So here it is. So I shared this on the channel, and let me show you. We are currently at 4 subscribers, which is not bad. So this let me show you the setup. Here it is. Yeah, this is a setup I had analyzed and shared on the channel. So this USD came in triggered and sold to this point. As you can see, it's what it did. If I go to the 1 hour time frame, this is exactly what I shared. Eco highs been my liquidity, and it's sold. So that's not the topic of today. So let's go back to our Gbpjpy. Here we are. So these are setup I identified on the 4 hour time frame, but it was based on the daily time frame, but I'll explain on that. So to begin with, I always like starting my analysis from the bigger time frame. Sorry about the noise on the background, it's just the fan of my laptop. I'm using a Mac, and sometimes the fans tend to be so noisy. I'm working on getting the audio equipment, and I just decided to begin this, and it's nothing that I had really prepared on. So this is a setup. So this is the monthly time frame, and for me, if I must, the monthly is bearish, but that's a lot of noise for now, because who will get into a trade this point, then maybe okay this point, then hold all the way down here. If from this point, this was on September 2011, and we have, so I don't really like considering that much, but at some points I do, but it's not for entry reasons. Yeah, so on the weekly time frame, it's also very bullish. We are buying. The buying trend is very strong. Let me say buying because of the maybe someone who is not yet conversant with the bearish and bullish terms. So as you can see on the weekly, it's also very bullish. These are, let's say these are high low, high low, high low, then high. Just maybe, why is this not a lower low? It still hasn't yet broken the previous stronger low of the bullish trend. So these also are just a weak low on the bullish trend. Okay, so to this point, I hope we are all clear. I intend to make this video about 15 minutes also, not more than that. So as you can see on the weekly, it's still very bullish, and I had identified some demand zones here, which I really don't intend to use unless it's necessary to use them. So I went to the daily, and this is where my analysis began. So remember, on the weekly, we are very sorry about that. On the weekly, we are very bullish. let's say we are buying this bullish. But on the daily, let me just explain this. On the daily, let's say this is a daily. Let's start it from here. Creates high lows, high lows, high. Then decided to change character, so it broke this. So on the weekly we are buying, but on the daily we are selling. That's why we come into this analysis. So to this point, I identified my daily change of character from this point. So this is a high low. This is our new high, but considering that these are also high points in this case, these being the high that was formed by this low, there is no other candlestick that broke above it. You can see these are all wicks. So consider they are all wicks. I would say that this is our highest point of the swing, since there is also no other candlestick that broke below either this low. So let's say these are lower, these are high, lower, low. These are high, low, high. There's no candlestick that broke below this low. So to this point, this is my high low, this is my high, which this area tried breaking into it. This, you can see the first week tried, the second one, the first candle, that candlestick, the fourth, meaning these are very strong area. But at the end of the day, this high was able to break our previous strong bullish low. Okay, so in this case we have already identified that on the daily time frame we are selling. But if you are selling on the daily time frame, what is happening on the 4 time frame? So to begin with, let's identify our we in this SMC we really work on trading the swing structure. So this is our swing structure from this high low to a new lower low. So this is a swing structure. This is what we are trading from this point to this point up here. Okay, so let me delete that. So I've just asked a question that if on the daily we are selling, what is happening on the 4 time frame? So that's where this analysis came in. Okay, and I was able to identify this supply area, this big block of them you can see here. So that's my supply on the daily time frame, and I went down to the 4 hours. So in this case, as you can see on the 4 hours, we were selling from this point. We sold, maybe broke this area. Let's say this was our previous strong low of the bearish trend of the bullish trend of the 4 time frame, and broke and formed a lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is where we have this BOS here, a break of structure, which was then broken by this candlestick. We broke the high low of the bearish trend in the 4 time frame and changed character. So in this case, meaning that we are currently on a bullish trend. On 4 hours time frame we are buying. So I said what I do is that we intend to trade within swing structures. So these are lower low, lower high, lower low. So the new high. These are new high. So I expected to trade from this point. I was trading within this structure from this point. Let's say from this point to this point and to this point. So I just wanted to see the price action that plays around in this area. So for me, I really like demand is identified by what? We identify demand by the last candlestick on the last indecision candlestick is the last candlestick that formed, that caused an impulse move, also characterized by an imbalance. So okay, this might be a candlestick that an indecision candlestick, but there is no imbalance in between. So I came to this point and there was this candlestick, and also there was an imbalance. An imbalance is where wicks don't meet. You can see that this candlestick 1, candlestick 2, and candlestick 3, you can see there's a space between candlestick 1 and 3. The wicks don't meet, so that's an imbalance. So I drew my first demand here. Let's say this is a demand, and as you can see, the market didn't come all the way to the demand, so I literally have to wait for the market to get into my demand, and then I'll decide what to do next. So there's nothing for that swing structure. So there's a high low. Remember, we are currently buying, so there's a high low, high. So what did I do? I decided to see the price action inside this swing structure, and that's where my entry came in. So let me first delete all these to avoid a lot of confusions. So what I did in this case is, you can see I indicated here that is a 4HBS, 4 time frame breakout structure, and the market was really strong, and I decided to know what's happening. And so what did I do? I first identified my demand. So demand is down here, supply is up here. So this supply is demand. Okay, let me first delete this. It's just a lot of noise for me. So what I did in this case is I identified the market structure, the price action within this structure. What was happening inside this swing structure from this point to this point? What happened inside here? So if I identify a swing structure on the 4 time frame, I really look for what in this case I really look for there's a word I'm trying to get. I look for my liquidity on the lower time frame, which is in this case is 1 hour time frame. So this was my liquidity. I'll show you how I identified my demand zone. Kindly bear with me. So my demand zone being this point here. This is my demand zone. This is where we had an imbalance, this point up here, but I wouldn't get from this point. You know there's a concept we say that in price action we say you buy low and sell high. So you have to buy at a discount and sell at a premium. So you want to sell when the price is so good, and also you want to buy when the price is too low. Okay, so to make profit, so this is where our fib comes in. So we always say that down here below 50% is our discount areas, and above here is our premium areas above 50%. So what I did in this case is I identified my discount area since I'm buying, and it was around this one. This was where my 50% of the fib level was, and I had to identify I had to start analyzing my market once it crossed this 50%. So what I did is I went to after having tried my liquidity is swept, I really came to the 1 hour time frame. I identified a change of character on the 1 hour time frame. So remember that I said if on the daily time frame we are selling, we might be buying on the 4 time frame, and it's the same thing that was happening on the 4 time frame. The 4 time frame was buying, but on the daily time frame it was selling. Since consider this is the break-off structure of the 4 time frame. So these are high low. This now on the 1 hour time frame, high low, high, and then we broke this high low, and change the character, so your current is selling. This is when I'm not getting my entry from the last demand zone. So my last demand zone in the 1 hour time frame would be this point. Would be this point here. From this point, let me just draw it. If I didn't get a change of character on the 1 hour time frame, I would have waited for my market to come all the way down here and get in a better entry. But since I had a change of character on the 1 hour time frame, so my change of character happened here. So this is a lower low, a lower high, lower low. Okay, so we change our character here. This is our chalk. This is our chalk. So upon getting our chalk, I just start to identify the demand on this point here on the 1 hour time frame, set my entries like that, then wait for the market to come down and trigger it, and then wait for it to run. So how, you might be asking yourself, why didn't you exit at this point? The reason is I'm not targeting at the next high, I'm targeting the next maybe area of demand, area of supply, imbalance. So in this case my TP was an imbalance, so my imbalance is around this area. It's still not yet filled up. If I zoom out, you can see it very well, but I've already taken my TP1. My TP1 is always 1:2. I'm out on that point, so this one, you can see there's an imbalance here. There's a space yet not filled up. The wicks are not crossing. Okay, so that's how I expect my TP to be, and I will wait and see what it does. You can see what we have on Gbpjpy. There's still nothing, but we had this setup I had shared on my Telegram channel. Let me just show you. Let me just minimize this to allow this channel to. So this is it. You see what happened. This is the same case. The daily time frame was bullish, but we had a change of character on the H4, and I decided to take this entry to this point, maybe sweep this, maybe fill up this imbalance, and maybe we continue with our trend. And that's what happened, as you can see. And then lastly, I wanna just give you this setup. If you're watching this video, you can set and wait. So since on the daily we are selling, I identified my liquidity. My liquidity is still not yet swept, but still this is liquidity to me. I can say my liquidity is already swept, and I'm only waiting for the market to come all the way to this supply area of the, I want to sell at a high price. So this is my sell area, and set my entry here, like that. Maybe exit at around this point here. Maybe this area here will be okay with that. I just want to fill up this imbalance, okay, on the daily. I really don't like holding the trade to the last point of the swing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but to be safe, 1:9 is good. So these are free, these are free. This is a free setup for you guys. You can wait for it, get in. TP1 is always 1:2, so TP1 should be like this. That's 1:2. Yeah, so that should be a TP1. Then hold the other trade, set a trading stop loss, and wait for it. So thank you so much, guys.